What's up, guys? So we are out here doing some work on our trellising system. So I thought it'd be fun to take you guys through, show you guys how we trellis our tomatoes. Now, my absolute favorite way to trellis tomatoes is something that I started last year, which is actually the Florida weave trellising method. We had a bad storm last night and we took a little bit of a hit, and we know that weather's gonna be coming in. So I wanted to make sure I get out here today and finish trellising these up because these are growing so freaking fast. Now, all you're gonna need for this, of course, is just a bit of string. You can use something like I'm using, which is biodegradable, which is just some cotton kitchen twine. You can also use some nylon. You can use bands that you get. You can use all kinds of different things to do this. I chose this. Now, easiest thing to do, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and start from here.
Okay.
And it'll just kind of help me just keep everything straight.
Okay.
So in order to do this, all you're gonna do is take your little bit of string and make sure you don't squish the beans. Man, these things are
out of the way here, so.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And give yourself a little bit of loop. Now, the cool thing about these fence posts is there's these little notches, and I like to go 1 to 2 notches each, depending on the weight of my tomatoes. And all you're gonna do is take your twine, throw yourself a little knot in there, and you can choose whatever freaking knot you want to choose. You don't judge my knots, I won't judge your knots. As long as it stays, we're good. And then you're just gonna wrap your twine 1 or 2 times, maybe 3 times if you're feeling squirrely.
If you're feeling squirrely.
And, oops, sorry. Take it from here, and then you're gonna go across your tomato. And if you have multiple leaders like I do, I like to just go ahead and do this and go inside, outside. Just be careful when you're doing this, don't snap off any of your flower heads.
So it's every other branch, right?
Yes, every other branch, every other leader. It's really up to you and how heavy. Now my plants, I'm doing a lot of cherries and I'm doing these early girls. They tend to be a little bit heavier, and I'm doing multiple leaders, so multiple main stems. So there's a lot of weight here.
Yeah.
And you just go inside, outside each time. I'm gonna go like this on this side so I can avoid that flower head. Give this little branch some room, and you're gonna go inside, outside, and then inside. Boom. Now, once you get to this point, get your little nodule, boom. Kind of pull it snug, and then go around 2 to 3 times, like so. And then you're gonna do the exact opposite. Inside, inside, outside, living la vida loca.
Oh my gosh.
Like that. See how easy this is? And it's just crazy how strong this method holds
Yeah, I know.
your plant.
It does, because it supports all the way from, because you put several in.
Right.
As the plant
Okay.
gets taller.
Right. I'm gonna go here. 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 Pull it kind of snug. And boom. Now, one other reason I like to use the very soft material is that as these sort of move around, the damage is kept minimal. You'll still get a little bit of abrasion, but not a lot. And that's really the trick, because you don't want any wounds on your tomatoes to prevent diseases. Okay? And that's all there really is to it. Oh, here it is. Boom. Cut. Yeah. And that's it. It's funny, like you can get online, you can get the big boxes that you can wear on the belt and just pull from a line, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm ready to do that. I don't know if I want to nerd out that much yet, you know? It'd be super convenient though, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know.
To have like a little Batman utility belt.
Yeah.
with my strings that I could just put bang.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can't bend down.
It's funny. Like, look at these beans. They're all the way up here now.
I know, I saw that. So happy. Oh, you tied it.
Huh?
The bean.
I know. That's okay. I didn't want to squish it or break it or crush it. That's all that matters, which I didn't. So, and that actually will give it a little bit more stability, I think, especially as it passes. All right, and as it starts bringing on beans. But the cool thing about this method actually is any other method you're going to want to trim out a lot of growth. So it means less possibility for tomatoes. You're gonna need maybe 1 liter instead of 2 liters. You're gonna need to take care of a lot more leaf growth. So you're gonna get rid of a lot of really good stuff on the plant, where this is a lot more forgiving if you forget or you don't do it. And then I can come through and I can just, pluck my suckers if I want to. It's a big one actually I left on there.
Oh, yeah.
These are cool actually, because you can actually take this, put that in water, and you have an exact clone of this plant.
Oh, cool.
So you can actually grow. If you left it on, it'll just become another leader and it'll flower and it'll produce fruit.
That's like what happened with the teddy bear sunflowers.
Exactly. So you can certainly do that. You typically don't do that because you want airflow. And you want to reduce as much weight as you can, because once this starts setting fruit, which it is, there's so much weight. But this is just a great method. Now it's hard to tell, but this has a ton of airflow. But on this variety, the fan leaves on this plant are gigantic.
They are.
But basically, I'm just pruning from the very bottom to the top when I do this. You could do this as tight as you want. You could do it looser. It doesn't really matter, but it's just an easy, cheap way to trellis up your tomatoes. You can do the exact same thing if you would rather is get one of those big trellis nets, do the same thing, just put up trellis nets, and then utilize little nylon bands or plant clips, or even this if you wanted to, and clip it up that way. This works for anything that climbs. So you can do beans, you can do tomatoes, you can do cucumbers, you can do a whole bunch of stuff this way. Because naturally, these things sprawl along the ground.
Yeah.
Cool. Absolutely beautiful. The only issue you might have with Florida weave, you really want to make sure that all of your plants are about the same age. Now, I didn't have that luxury in this case because 2 of my plants were eaten by slugs, so I had to replace them with smaller plants. Now, that's not a big deal. It just creates a little bit of an inconvenience, but that's okay. You can still come in, like I have, and just start running the plant through the twine that's already there. So if you happen to need to go ahead and run your line up because you have a taller plant, you can still grow smaller plants like you see here and just run them into the twine as they grow up. And as they start to catch up, because the bigger they are, the faster they begin to grow, it becomes a lot easier. And also I'd say, I went beefsteak cherry just because, I don't know, OCD. It's much better to put all of your cherries together because cherries are going to grow a lot faster, so it's going to be far easier to make them even at the end of the day. So it's not the end of the world if you do. As you can see here, all my plants are doing fine, but it does make it easier if you have the same type of tomato.
Oh.
It's just not as cool, and it's not as I don't know, it doesn't make me feel as good because
Oh my God.
there's a pattern and I like it. It makes me feel nice. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I know.
All right. Anyway, guys, that is it. That is just a few steps we like to take care of our tomato plants, and we wanted to share them with you so you have successful harvest of tomatoes in the summertime.
Yes.
So if you found anything here interesting, or you have anything you'd like to share, comment below, let us know, take a look. Yeah. Please subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. If you want to help us out, make more of these projects, shoot us a super thanks, and yeah. Anyway, guys.
Tomatoes. I don't know.
Tomatoes.
I didn't know what to say, so tomatoes.
Anyway, guys.
I stated the obvious. And then I said I stated the obvious.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, guys, as always, stay strong.
bless.
Stay freaking savage.
Little guns, I want some big guns.
Peace and love.
Love you guys.
God bless.
God bless.
Cool.